What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jake, trying to survive the crazy external life outside of booktube stuff. We're busy, man. We're busy, but we're making our way through. I'm still reading an amazing book, actually a couple, if you call it a book, novella. Reading some amazing things, nonetheless, having some great conversations with friends about these things. Man, the book club, book selection process is going great. I got a fun update on that. Great stuff, nonetheless, even with everything being so busy. So let me get into it. So I have read primarily this week two things. One is this, of course, Grand Conspiracy, Book 5 of The Wars of Light and Shadow. This is the second book in the Alliance of Light arc that is 5 books long in and of itself within the 11-book main series. I am about 70%-ish through this. And what can I say about this? That one, doesn't spoil anything, and two, isn't just what I've said last week. I think, I talked about how we're getting a deeper look into some of these other people or groups of people that we've heard about throughout the series that have been introduced already, and they've just been slowly building and how influential they are in the story and how much we get to know them. And we're getting more and more of that. We're getting much deeper. And what I've been reading here this past week, we've really been getting more information about some of the deeper history. It's still very slow, just little trickles of information that we're getting, but man, is it interesting, and I can't wait. There was a couple little nuggets that I read this morning that it's one of those where you're just like, what? Like, what is it? What can that mean? And you think about what it could mean, and it might change how we view the whole series, potentially, right? So very keen to get more and more information on that. I think what happened here, especially today, actually, as I'm recording this, part of what I read here, there's something that happened that could potentially be earth-shattering for this series. We'll see where it goes, but when I was reading this, I was just like, my jaw was on the floor because, one, yet again, every time Janie writes magic, it's just breathtaking. But this thing that happened was, this seems like a very big deal. This could be an absolute disaster, or potentially, I don't know, maybe like an amazing thing, because I still don't know. That's one of the best things about the series, is you're never quite sure like who to root for. There's no good guys and bad guys. Everybody has their own motivations, and when they conflict, we're not sure. At this point in the series, like, I don't know what is the best thing to be done. I don't have all the information yet, and that's one of my favorite things about it. And seeing this thing that just happened, I cannot. It's so hard to not keep reading this. I have to get some work done today, but it's so hard to not just keep reading this because I just can't wait to see where it goes. So I know I said my goal was to finish it this week. That it didn't happen, obviously, but I will absolutely finish it this coming week. There's no way that it won't, because I definitely have a day here where I will have some extra time that long story short, like definite extra reading time on at least one of these days. So we'll see. We'll see how quickly I finish it this week, but I definitely will finish it this week. Second thing I read was a novella by Stephen R. Donaldson. This is called The Daughter of Regals, and this is not related to the Thomas Covenant books. This is totally separate, part of a collection called Daughter of Regals and Other Tales, and it's got various short stories and, of course, this novella. And this was just astounding how much Donaldson was able to do. And I read it on ebook. It was like 85 pages long on ebook. And just the amount of world building that he got in here is crazy. You just immediately grasp that it's these 3 kingdoms that are all really closely situated to each other, and they all there's a king or a queen in each of those, and they have like their right-hand man, a mage, who can do some different type of magic, and they're all very different, and they're all sort of quarreling with each other, and they all want power. And there's this we're here at the beginning of this story, we're here with a girl. It's a 21-year-old girl who her father told her at midnight on her 21st birthday to go and attempt this ascension to the throne of the Regal, to be like the overarching ruler of all the 3 kingdoms. And the story is really about her going through this process knowing that she does not have the magical power required to pass this ascension process. And so she's sort of been told her whole life that she's going to die if she tries to do this, but she still needs to try to do this. And we're seeing this process of her trying to wrestle with that while also dealing with these three other rulers who are all trying to usurp each other, and they're all trying to take over power. And we're seeing her deal with her mage, her right-hand man. Does she trust him or not? What's going on with their dynamic? And we see just this, in 85 pages, this world that's so well defined, the magic system that's, I wouldn't call it magic system necessarily, but just the magic of this world that we can immediately grasp sort of what's going on. It's quite soft. And it's mysterious, but we can see, Donaldson gave us enough that we can see sort of how much more there is in the rest of the world. And this idea of what's real is prominent in this story. The idea of trust is prominent in the story. The narrator being this 21-year-old girl, it really comes through that she is inexperienced and doesn't really know how to do all the politicking and all the stuff. Like, it was just masterfully done, and I really, really loved the story. I loved the way that it ended. I thought was fantastic, and it was one of those that I figured out what was going to happen like right before it happened, which was really, really satisfying. And to catch the foreshadowing and be able to come up with what was going to happen. So really, really enjoyed that. Excited to continue reading through that collection. I had the immense honor of joining Jared from the Fantasy Thinker, and he invited myself, Alex from Books with Banks, and Varsha was there, who's done a lot of these stories with Jared from Reading by the Rainy Mountain is her channel. And the four of us got together on Jared's channel and discussed this. So you can go see that on his channel. It's linked in the description. Everybody there, so nice, amazing. I've met Alex before. I've met Jared before. I've never spoken with Varsha before, but she was just awesome. And everybody had so many great insights. And wow, it was so fun. It was so fun to read that. So if you have read that, go check out that video. We do get into spoilers, of course. But man, after how much I love those Covenant books, I was very confident that I was gonna like this novella. I liked it a lot, and I can't wait. So the plan is to now each month go through one of these short stories in the collection with this group. And up next is a story called Guild and Fire, which is a sort of an outtake scene from the Ill-Earth War, the second Covenant book. So I think this is the only short, I believe, that Donaldson wrote that's tied into the Covenant books. I think that's right. I think the rest is all separate. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So that's what I've been reading. What we're going to be up to, of course, finish Grand Conspiracy, and then we got to jump into Empire of the Damned, because I really want to finish that before book 3 comes out, right? So am I going to make it? We'll see. It's a big book. They read very fast, though. Like those Empire books read so much faster than Wars, Light, and Shadow books or anything else. So I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to get it done. But that's the goal here for this week. Not a lot of books, but man, some really, really great ones. We got some book mail. Let me show this off. We got the next sci-fi subscription book from the Broken Binding. This is Children of God by Mary Doria Russell, who I've not heard of, but when I've looked up information about these books, The Sparrow is book 1. I think it's a duology. These seem to be absolutely legendary in the science fiction space. And I don't know what they're about. They seem like some sort of first contact story maybe, or at least some sort of, there's definitely alien race involved. Along with humans, and the artwork is just gorgeous. Man, these are beautiful. So very excited to have these. Excited to check it out and see what this story has in store for me. So that's really exciting. Then we got this in the mail. I pre-ordered this back in like March, I think. Right. This is the new deluxe edition of Red Rising by Pierce Brown. And I took the plastic wrap off. I have not looked at this, so we're going to do a little quick sort of unboxing, I suppose, here. But look at this slipcase artwork. Tell me that that's not just amazing. Oh man, and just the aura of this moment, right? If you read this, the naked hardcover, I've seen pictures online of it that I think is going to have a lot of aura as well. We got this nice poem on the back from the book. We have, of course, the spine with the sort of reflective red text. We've got the spine of the book here I love how it's got that reflective gold on there too to kind of contrast the reflective red on the slipcase cover. Let's open this up. Ah, look at that. Look at that, dude. That's crazy. That's so cool. That's so cool. Wow. Oh, and then the back, the Helldiver. That's tough. Really tough. Love the colors. I love how it's a pretty limited color palette, but you still get so many hues and just so much depth in these. You can't beat that, man. That's crazy. Sprayed edges. Nothing super fancy with the edges, but I like it complements the rest of it. Very cool. Ooh, okay, we got a solar system. That's nice. We've got, what else? What's this? What do we got here? Fold out something? Okay. We got this little fold out. Is that Olympus? Perhaps? Olympus? I like that. Yeah, that's awesome. I did not get the signed edition, unfortunately. That sold out too fast for me. But, ooh. I love the formatting of this. Look at this. We got the opening poem here. It's kind of set out like this. This little prelude, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, that's nice. These little headers, I suppose you could call that, right? Oh man, this is tough, man. This is nice. I like this a lot. Okay, is there end papers back here? Solar system again. That's nice. Wow. Okay, that's gorgeous, man. I can't wait for that. This is definitely replacing my other hardcover of Red Rising. And man, I'm excited to have this on the shelf. This will be nice to do a reread from eventually here. And I have heard that Pierce Brown has confirmed that they're going to do the whole series in matching format here. So pretty awesome. Ah, that's cool. Okay, love me a beautiful book. Let's get a book club update here. So we're getting very close to the next selection for November, December. So right now we're wrapping up the first cycle of this that was September, October. And we actually just scheduled our discussion, which is going to be towards the end of this month. So everyone will be able to get together and have a video call where we talk about the book that we did, The Drowned Kingdom, for this first book club pick. So I'm really excited to have that discussion. That's going to be awesome. And we've all been talking in the Discord kind of throughout, but it's going to be fun to have a more just organized discussion with everybody else where we can just talk face to face, right? That's just always better. So I'm excited for that. We're narrowing down our selection for November, December, right? Again, it's a bi-monthly book club with this. So this week we had 6 finalists that got narrowed down. The goal was to narrow that down from 6 to 3, but we had a tie for 3rd place between 2 things. So I was like, you know what? I could do a coin flip, but obviously, and this is such a tight race between all 6 of these. This was so close that I feel bad coin flipping it. So let's just move on with 4. Right, so this time we're doing a final 4. This week is going to be the last vote to narrow us down from those 4 to our single winner. So I cannot wait to see what wins. So we had, coming into this week, we had Jade City by Fonda Lee, A Shadow in Summer by Daniel Abraham, The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan, Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins, Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, and The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. And those last 2 are the ones that fell off. These are in no particular order in terms of the voting system when I throw them out for what's up for next week's voting. Here, the way I copied them in is the order that they kind of shook out here in this past, well, not even that, because those are out of order in terms of the 1 through 4 rankings. Anyway, whatever. The top 4 that are moving on are the ones that I copied in here first, and I put the knockouts in after the fact. So the knockouts in this case were The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu and The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. Surprised that both of those dropped off, but hey, I mean, that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. And The Justice of Kings and The Library of Mount Char were the 2 that were tied for that 3rd place, with Jade City and Shadow in Summer being our 1 and 2 ranked ones. So very excited to see what happens as we have going from that top 4 to pick just 1. This is crazy how close this was. It's like it's only a couple of points through my sort of ranking point collection system that separated these, which again is just great evidence to me that it works. So really looking forward to seeing how this shakes out. I will have an announcement for that next week in terms of what we're going to be reading together for our book club pick for November and December. And to round us out today for the weekly update, my where else I've been on BookTube. Yet again, no live streams on my channel. Again, I'm sorry. I'm so busy. It's hard to. I'm trying to be careful with scheduling things to not overload myself. But as I mentioned, I was on Jared's channel for that discussion of Daughter of Regals, so go check that out. I was also on Nikhil's channel, Shelf Esteem, for the final discussion between myself, Nikhil, and the legendary Janny Wurts, talking about the Heaven Tree trilogy. So earlier, this was a couple months ago, I think, we had a discussion on my channel about book 1 of that trilogy, just called The Heaven Tree. And spoiler-free for the first half or so, and then we got into some spoilers, so you're free to watch that if you haven't read it yet. Please go check it out. I can't say this enough. This trilogy was incredible. This blew me away. The biggest, greatest hidden gem on BookTube. Go check this out, please. And then we finished the rest of the trilogy, and we had a discussion there on the trilogy as a whole. And this was on, of course, Nikhil's channel, and it's up there now for your viewing pleasure. We had some spoiler-free stuff at the beginning, where we talked about our experience of the trilogy as a whole. Then we got into spoilers for the whole trilogy, which was so much fun, man. To be able to talk about all of our takeaways, all the things that we loved, all the things that spoke to us between the three of us, it made me enjoy the books even more because both Nikhil and Janny had some great things to say that really solidified part of why I think this spoke to us so much, and just seeing how much the author packed into these books, with them being really short. I mean, the 3 books together is like 900 pages, like, so I'm almost speechless, but I will direct you to that video, the book 1 video on my channel and the full trilogy video on Nikhil's channel. Please go check those out and give this book a shot. Give these older books a shot, man. I mean, just because something's not currently being published, just because something's not like in the public eye, in the mainstream, super popular things right now, doesn't mean that it's bad. In fact, so many of these stories that are not seeing the mainstream popularity these days are just unbelievably rich and full of just the most amazing characters and themes, and still has the plot that just drives it forward like a freight train. Like it's great. It's great. So that's all I got for today. Please hang out with me in the comments. Come talk to me. It genuinely, it's such a nice break from my crazy day-to-day that I'm doing here elsewhere, where I can come in and talk back and forth with you guys in the comment sections or in Discord or whatever, right? It's really nice to help me kind of recharge the batteries to have these fun conversations. So talk to me in the comments. How was your week? What are you reading? What's going on? What's up with you guys? If you like the video, hit that like button. It really does seem to help spread the channel around. And of course, subscribing to the channel if you've not done so. If you like what I'm doing here, you want to hang out with me, hit that subscribe button. In the description, you can see information about everything, right? You get the free Discord that's in there. You can see the Patreon. And if you want to get involved with the channel, you want to join the book club and have a great time with all of us in there, please do so. You can see all the information in the link below. All the channels I mentioned, of course, will be linked in the description as well. Otherwise, that's all I got. Let's have a great week. We're approaching Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. So I'm having a great time getting ready for that. We're trying to, watch some Halloween stuff on TV here and there where we can find the little pockets of time. It's been tough, but doing our best anyway to survive the busy season that, of course, has to coincide with spooky seasons. But, what are you going to do? Anyway, thanks a ton. Love you guys. See you next time.